Good afternoon, everybody. This is Butch Popeye Moss with Texas Biker Radio. I'm dropping by this afternoon to promo our next Texas Biker Radio podcast. Uh, that will be number 384. And I'm really excited about this because of what's going on here in North Texas in particular. And well, last night I did write a comment in the news section of TexasBikerRadio.org, and the title of that is "Know What You're Coming To When Riding in or Through Texas." There are quite a few things to look out for, and in that piece, I talked about my old alma mater, my high school, Kimball High School, here in Oak Cliff, Texas. Uh, there was a shooting the other night. Everything has exploded here for 2020. Not only was the shootings and the murder rate in Dallas out of control in 2019, it started out that way in Dallas. And at a high school basketball game, oh yeah, two people were wounded, one student and one security officer by a young, I think, 15-year-old that had snuck a weapon into the gymnasium. And I've been complaining about this for a long time. So much for security at our sporting events and other events we have going on, like graduations. It's almost zero at a lot of these places. But my alma mater is not what it was back in when I left in 1965. Uh, there, the two schools that were playing basketball that night was Kimball High School and South Oak Cliff High School. And back in the 60s, neither one had any minority students at all. Well, there were some Hispanics, and but no others. And so it's interesting what we see going on now. Uh, the crime that is spiking, especially here in North Texas, uh, is uh, is out of control. But the one thing I will tell you, there isn't any of this stuff instigated by motorcycle clubs. Yet the DPS, the Department of Public Safety, in other words, the Highway Patrol here in Texas, thinks that who they must focus on because they are the easiest targets in Texas. All these high crimes and misdemeanors and murders and everything else we see going on are not because of motorcycle clubs. So they can put that in their pipe and smoke it. But Dallas being out of control, uh, they said for 2020 they're going to focus on gangs, guns, and drugs, and partnership with the DPD, the Dallas Police Department, the DSO. I'm not sure. That's the Dallas Sheriff's Department and the DPS. Now, I would suggest that they drop the DPS because they're totally out of control. Matter of fact is, I would say they are a criminal organization themselves. They are certainly willing to violate your constitutional rights. And besides that, in Dallas, in South Dallas, they've already shot a young man 16 times, two DPS officers who were working the South Dallas area. Absolutely incredible. We'll be talking about that and other things in number 384. And man, let me tell you, and they're gonna dub this Operation Safe Neighborhood. Oh yeah. Somehow they think that they can predict crime. Wasn't there a movie made about that? Yeah, I think it was. Tom Cruise was in it. So anyway, they're going to go out there and predict crime and slow it down. I would suggest that you look around Chicago and other places around the world where they have these kind of things going on, including all these security cameras and all this other stuff. That none of it is successful. Understand that police departments are not first responders, they are second responders. They show up after a crime has been committed. Now, for them to think that they can predict this is just ludicrous. And I would point out that this will fail. This will fail. I mean, they can't, like I've said many times, they cannot put the morality of young people in this country in particular. There's nothing they can do because they will be seen as the enemy. And they're seen that way in many neighborhoods across this country because of the way that people in those neighborhoods are treated. And I would suggest to you that the DPS has shown that they're certainly willing to pull a gun first and shoot the most dangerous of all police officers. Is the Texas DPS. And we'll be talking about what to expect when you ride into Texas, if you're from out of state, and if you are in this state. There are certain things that are going on that you need to know about when you come to Texas. And I'll tell you, the minute you cross the border into Texas, as a group, as a club, someone is going to see you and they're going to report, and they will follow wherever you're going. And if certain clubs will be checked out, if you know what I mean, they will be profiled. With that, everybody, join us Wednesday, Texas Biker Radio, number 384. I look forward to talking to everybody and putting out the latest word. Ride safe, everybody. Ride safe.